Today in this special edition of the show, we're joined by Gunpoint Alexander Evans in an exclusive interview with NFT artist LO-FI DREAMZ. We're going to get an opportunity to get inside the space of dreams and learn a little bit about what brought them to the NFT world and what they'll be doing in the future with their amazing body of work. So without further ado, I'm going to pop on some tunes and we're going to head on over. Hang tight with me, OG fam. It's going to be a good one. So we're here with Lo-Fi DREAMZ and gonna have a little bit of an opportunity to dive into it and figure out what you're doing in the NFT space, how everything's been treating you, what's got you where you're going, and where you'll be in the future. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, hi, I'm DREAMZ. I started out as a musician about 3 or 4 years ago. I got into electronic music. I was making beats and stuff. Essentially, that didn't pop off for me after a year. I completely cold turkey stopped that. Went straight to art. Started making cover art for people. And then one day, I was making cover art for this one artist, and he's like, "Yo, have you heard about NFTs?" And I was like, "No, what are those?" And he introduced me to them, and he brought me to the space and everything. About 2 years ago, around there. And then we made an NFT together. Didn't sell, and I was like, "Okay, that's cool." I mean, it's my first one. Whatever. I'll just try again, maybe, and try to dig into this space a bit more and figure out what I want to do. So, I was on Ethereum for a bit on OpenSea. I put 1 or 2 NFTs. Did nothing happen. I was like, okay, well, maybe I just need to start growing my Twitter. So I started growing Twitter. Popped on Foundation. After just dropping a few pieces on OpenSea, and people were like, "Yo, you should be on Foundation." I was like, okay. So I popped on Foundation. Dropped a few pieces, didn't get a sale. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to grow my Twitter a little bit more. So I completely stopped art cold turkey for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, straight grinded out Twitter, made a community, and then popped on a Foundation again and started selling for 0.5, 0.6 ETH. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I kept doing that. Had little weird shifts during my journey from Foundation to Tezos to Ethereum to Tezos to Ethereum to Tezos. And now I'm going on this new journey right now where I'm on Ethereum on OpenSea, and I'm doing a new challenge that I made myself do that I want to do. It's called 100 Days of NFTs, and I'm dropping an NFT for 100 days straight, consecutively, 1 NFT a day. So that's what I'm doing right now.
I know it's awesome. I've been following. We just caught up with you randomly and saw that you had a great community and that you're doing some really cool stuff. I love your art. It's amazing. I'm super impressed with it, and really the reason we wanted to bring you on is because we just so much value the same kind of ideals that we see you putting out there. You've got you're building an awesome organic community, doing a really cool thing. We work in music and art, and that's our main focus, and we want to bring the world together, make it a smaller place, have more peer-to-peer transactions, all those things that we know that crypto spaces are about, and give people a great avenue and access to NFTs and good artists and good communities. So definitely dig that, most definitely.
Yeah, it's been awesome so far. It's been a crazy journey, honestly. The time I've been in here, the growth is insane to me. I think it's ridiculous how much you can grow in this space.
Yeah, definitely. Amazing. Yeah, it's very cool. We've been building our Twitter space as best as we can. You know, putting on spaces, getting these podcasts out. You know, connecting with different artists, working on just the building aspect, and you know, we really like. I'd love to hear your like opinions about the NFT space now and how things you know are going in like the general market and all of that too.
I think it's really interesting because there's obviously two sides of NFTs. There's the people who are looking for cash grabs, and there's the people who are making straight up art, right? You know, like the people who cash grabs are just full on projects that are like, you know, it could be like a cash grab, could be a good flip, it could not be, it could be just a rug pull, you know, you never know. And I think that honestly, the direction I'm going is more of like a people route. It's more of like, I make fucking good art, and my art is where my worth is, and that's the route I want to take. And I know people who are successful just going down straight up the art route. And are like, hey, fuck the project, fuck this. I'm making one of ones. They're unique. This is what I'm about, and this is my value. And I know people who are successful doing that, and it's just falling down that road path instead of the project road path. And I think there's a lot of tension obviously in the projects because those are easy money flips and like people can like do that and like, oh wow, people are making millions just flipping art. And this other path that people are like hodling art that's like actually worth something, you know, like people can be flipping this stuff for like 10 to 100 times it for just like one of these one of one pieces, you know. And it's crazy to me because that's just the path I want to take compared to a project path. And I think there's those two different routes that people are like looking at, and it's just figuring out where people are and how to get in contact and approach the people who are going down this route instead of this route. And that's just where I'm at personally right now.
I got a question.
No, that's great.
As far as like exploring utility and stuff, have you kind of looked into other options of things you want to tie into?
Oh yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah. On Foundation, I was making a collection for a little bit where I was making metaverse characters, and I was showing me making them in Unreal Engine and like being like, hey, this is like a game ready metaverse character. If you buy this NFT, I'll make your version in Unreal Engine. You can have the Unreal Engine, you know, version. So like that type of thing obviously got a lot of attention. Like that's doing good. And, you know, I've sold like 3 or 4 of those on Foundation, and that's good. But now I'm like, okay, I want to change it up and go to OpenSea for a little bit and see if what it can do there. Because like Foundation has these moments where like it's like it like launches off and you do really good, and then it's kind of just dry. And it happens with like every artist, I feel like, unless you're like have a huge following, like a massive following, you know. But I've noticed that going down this path I'm going down right now, where I'm being consistent for 100 days straight, I feel like this is going to be like long term, make everything else just pop off. You know, and like this is not going to be just 100 days. Like I might just make another series after this, be like 1,000 days. You know, like it's just never going to stop.
Yeah, I like it. I like the direction you're going with the one-on-one stuff too, because like you said, like you can do the project stuff and just pump out like a bunch of quantity. But it's something where like I always encourage projects when they're doing like quantity stuff to make it very simplified and very like you're advertising that you're not there to like showcase artwork. You're there to showcase your project, and you're making more basic stuff when you're doing it that way. Yeah. So they're really just buying to support the project. They're not buying because of this, you know, amazing pixel art that took them 10 minutes or something.
Exactly. But yeah,
split.
As far as utility, I feel like we're somewhat there with like what I want to do personally with like the metaverse characters. Like we're like somewhat there, but we aren't there, you know. So like that like concept isn't like fully there because there's not worlds out there that look like Grand Theft Auto, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so, if you make a character this overly detailed.
Yeah, exactly. They can't handle it.
Sorry to interrupt. Have you had it where you've been with other projects? Like, have you met up with other, I guess, metaverse groups?
I have a few that I'm talking to right now. Some of them are made with Unity, so like I'm sure that like conversion from Unreal to Unity is not that hard. But like I don't know. I feel like personally, all these worlds I've seen so far won't look nice with what I want to portray, like with highly realistic, like literally 4K definition, like worlds. Like they're making like 1080p maybe, and like so like doesn't look like realistic. So like I don't know. There's nothing out there really that catches my eye. That's like, hey, like hop on with us, you know. That I yet have come in contact with. There's people that like I've seen that I want to join, but like I've messaged them and they're like, hey, like we're not doing that yet. It's not a thing we're doing. We're kind of just sticking to our characters that we make, and it's like, okay, that's cool, like whatever, you know. So I don't know. I think it's just something that I'm gonna have to like just keep looking around for it to find like the right place and like personally find like the one that I want to be in.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like it might even tie into like some of these video game companies where they're exploring the same definition, like the same level of realism. That might be a place to kind of reach out and say, "Hey, I do characters. If you'd like to do a community spotlight, I wouldn't mind making a piece for you guys."
Yeah, like maybe partner with Call of Duty and make a NFT for Call of Duty. You can have a badass Call of Duty chick running around.
Just have it where people come in and say, "Oh, that's the one art piece from the specific artist they linked in," and
yeah,
if you do 10 of those from different artists, that'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So your aesthetic is awesome. Like I'm so impressed and amazed with it. It's like it's so eye catching, and I love the quality. You know,
Thank you.
That's a big thing. Like, tell us about some of your inspirations, man. Like, what got you moving in that direction?
Personally, I feel like what mainly got me moving in that direction is like, so I go to EDC and like festivals like that. A lot of like the VJs and like the big mainstream VJs, like Zed's VJ, what's his name? Glassy or something. I forgot his name. Starts with a G. I can't think of it right now. But anyways, his VJ, he's like a very talented 3D artist, right? And he makes NFTs as well. And just that type of stuff has really pushed me forward. Also, Cyberpunk, the video game, that aesthetic of that type of art style and like the futuristic type vibes of that type of art have really inspired me a lot throughout my journey. And also like just combining music with art, I feel like they go together really well. And music is a big inspiration of what I make as well.
I hear that. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a musician. Gunpoint is also a musician. You know, we're definitely vibing with that idea. And you said cyberpunk. You know, like that's our aesthetic. We love that. You know, that's super cool. We're majorly into all of that futuristic vibe. You know, like the whole effect of the OG verse is like that whole bent with the community, with the people being able to like graft music and art and share their communities. It's so like it's definitely cool to hear you saying all that. It's the direction, you know.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting because I've seen pop up like basically pop up cyberpunk NFT galleries come up. Like there's one I think that was in LA that I went to recently, and it's really interesting seeing these like cyberpunk type like NFT events pop up out of nowhere because I think that's honestly like what everyone kind of like wants, you know, like they want to go to a popping like place like hundreds of people that are like all into cyberpunk type vibes and to see like just dope art on the wall that's getting like bidded and auctioned off. Like that'd just be awesome. Like that'd be cool to just experience, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. That was kind of what we got into too, is when we were first experimenting with like VR and trying to figure out how we would be doing stuff. Just playing with developments, you know, we were like, what themes do we want to use? What stuff do we want to color stuff? And yeah, like it just kept coming back to like, well, all of us really vibe with that kind of futuristic, like raining neon Tokyo scene where it's like, it's just got like a really specific thing and you see it resonate in all these different areas. And I think, like you said, everybody kind of wants that to some extent.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a very like adaptable like aesthetic that everyone can agree on is like pretty. Like people enjoy it. It's pleasing to the eyes, like the colors and the energy and like culture around it. I feel like is there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I haven't had an opportunity to check out your music. What are where are your spaces for music? What have you been doing with that?
Oh, so I stopped music about a few years ago, but I include some of the NFTs that I do on Foundation. Include bits of music that I made in the past. So yeah,
cool.
All my Foundation drops, if they have music, most of it is mine. So like more than half of it's mine. So yeah,
that's great. You know, I like to pull stuff out of the archive and dust it off and throw something new with it, and give it a facelift. You know what I mean? So that's cool.
Yeah. It was interesting. As a musician, I think one of the leading like moments in my life that realized that like I want to stop doing music and kind of pursue more of an art route in my life was I had a dream about like the world coming to an end, right? And I woke up from this dream and like basically got hit by meteors. Like I was dying. I was like, there's an asteroid shower, and like I was just getting hit by meteors and dying in my dream. I was like, okay, this is fucking awful. And I woke up from it. I was like, wow, I'm still alive. That's kind of crazy, you know. And I made a music to it. I was like, man. I wonder if I could fucking like make the visual of this, and I think that is what like kind of put in the mindset of like maybe I should make art. And then I kind of just went straight to art and like enjoyed it a lot, and like I grew a lot and like learned a lot really fast and got to where I am due to people around me, like collectively finding a talented artist that I looked up to and inspired from, and like they would help me out and get to where I wanted to be. So I think that's a lot to do with where I am today.
That's awesome. Very
so
cool.
Yeah, it's another reason why I'm DREAMZ as well. I have like a reason behind my name.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, that's really cool. Man, it's all about the symbols for me. I'm a big believer in vibes. Energy, and we do. I have my own personal business, and I'm into like the Jungian like analysis of dreams and all that stuff. It's all there. Like everything collective unconscious. It's all there. So an expression of that collective unconscious and that like subconscious realm through your art. That's the ticket, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you should follow your dreams, like pursue them, like go after them, chase them, do what you need to obtain them. That's what I like stand by. Like that's what I want to do. So I'm gonna do it. I dropped out of college and quit my job, and I'm just doing art full time now. So it's been awesome so far.
It looks like you're having some success. I mean, I saw you're selling those pieces, and they're looking great, and you're getting a good markup for them. It's great, man.
Yeah, it's going good.
Very cool.
I complain.
Everybody needs to check out Lo-Fi DREAMZ. We've got all of the links posted with the video once we have it dropped for everybody to view, and we'll try to direct traffic over there, let people know what's going on and how awesome you are. Most definitely.
Oh, thanks. Is there any other questions or anything? Any other thoughts?
Kind of just soaking everything in. Yeah, it's I had some questions. I'm trying to think what they were exactly. When you were talking about doing like sort of the music and it kind of reminds me of like soundscaping. Have you kind of looked into doing 3D spaces to kind of express the music and like, bringing in like animations and scenes to kind of give a vibe to the music where people could walk around like a 3D space?
Like honestly, one of my goals like that I've seen this one dude, his name is Young Orbseer, I believe is his name. And he's this musician who's also an artist, and he's based in LA, and he has his own whole entire room in like the bank, like the huge massive bank in LA. He has this whole entire like floor to himself where he made like this screen where you can like see like different dimensions within the screen, and he plays like very like spiritual music in there, and has like his like 3D art that's very like vibrant and colorful, like represent the music, and it's just really like peaceful like environment that's very I don't know, I feel like it's very sentimental in a way. And like that person's definitely someone who inspires me for sure, seeing like that. And also like figuring out how to manipulate sound with art and like making it so like they correspond due to frequency. I've experimented with that. I made these like little particle orbs when I was first getting into art that would like open up and expand and close like due to music. And those did really well. I sold those on like Tezos, and I completely sold out of every single one of those. So that's really cool to to see. But yeah, I've experimented with that type of stuff before, and I've definitely down to do more of that for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of something I was interested in when I was we were looking at like what space we wanted to get started in, and we said with a lot of the people wanting to get these VR headsets, the mainstream seems to be pushing toward like what Facebook is pushing, which is going to be a lot of the Oculus stuff, which is the reason that we got into developing in Unity, because we were like, that's an Android platform. It's a little bit more simplistic. It's easier to port onto like lower end devices.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were looking for a platform, we don't have like a massive following that we're going to bring in right away. So we said, well, why don't we look at some spaces that already do have that? So we started building on VR chat, and I found out that like I really love the space. I love how easy it is to build something and share it and set up a portal for somebody to walk into it. And some of those spaces are kind of starting to touch on that, where you have music playing in the background and you can set up a full 3D scene. So maybe you're doing like a forest walkthrough or something, and it just creates like a really cool space where you can sort of just detach from life for a little bit and just take a walk in the woods. And, somebody in a hospital could do. It's something that anybody like in the city that doesn't have time to get out to the county, you could just throw on a headset and kind of have that experience. And there's a lot of really cool stuff that's popping up in that space.
I feel like it's a very healing type of use of technology too, in like spiritual like way. You can like heal and like meditate within these like VR worlds, and like maybe even learn and connect with people. And like I feel like it's important that people like experience at least once in their life, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're so speaking my language. I'm so with you on that. Like my take on the VR space is that it's the fifth dimension. You know, you're outside of the three dimensions of height, depth, and width. You're outside of like the regular dimension of time. You know, your perception of time changes, and you're just in this unique space where you have this opportunity to be this, avatar, right? Gunpoint and I have talked about it a little bit about how it's like you have a separate ego that's associated with that character. It kind of like strips away a piece of you from your regular day to day life, your waking life, takes you into a dream space where so many other things are possible, and it's unique, and the wonder that it causes. People pop this headset on. We do these VR demos live at the venue that we spawned from, 1810 Ojemon, and that's here in Houston, Texas. And people have never messed with the Oculus; they've never seen it before. Like, what's this thing? They sign a little waiver form, pop the thing on, and like, oh, like everything, all this veneer of the facade of being a person, it just drops away, and they're like a child again.
Yeah.
This like wonderful experience.
Candy store. They're like, what's over here? What's over here?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I set them up with like easy peasy, like first steps, and like it's dudes at a bar, big biker guy with a long beard, like throwing a little ping pong ball or like a paper airplane in there. And it's like to like experience it for the first time.
That's awesome.
We're moving towards that as a culture. That's, I mean, it's the next thing. I mean, obviously, like crypto is moving into like Web3, and we're kind of in like a wild west kind of moment. These platforms are like shifting from being like these social media hubs running on algorithms to like kind of having more organic communities popping in, and sprouting up like mushrooms. And you just see like what people want to do. And we did an interview for our podcast in the VR chat, and we had, before we set a private instance, we had a guy come in, and he's like just talking to us, and then he's like, let me ask you, let's talk about Geico insurance. Like it's just random, some like random dude just gonna like starts talking about random stuff. And I mean, like, you don't know if they're playing a character, if they're serious or what. You just kind of go along, and like it's cool vibes.
I totally agree.
Yeah. What you were saying with the culture thing, like it's almost getting into like, yeah, where it strips away some of these like you don't have the whole society surrounding you type of feeling when you're in these VR spaces. You have this like complete freedom, and it allows you to like really explore, I guess, kind of yourself in a way, because you get to say, what exactly do I want? What exactly do I want to do? And when you have everything available at your fingertips, you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to be a female dragon today, and I'm going to go skydiving because I can, and it takes me 10 seconds. And it's like the ability to be able to do that, it lets you really explore yourself and explore what you want in life and stuff like that. And yeah, you find a lot of I don't know, just like a lot of wholesome new beginnings in that space.
It's really interesting too, the people in there. Like one time I went to a space, and there was like literally like astrologist in there, like talking about stars and talking about what he knows about astrology. And it's like, wow, dude, like you're smart. Like I'm glad I got to have a talk about astrology with you. And it's like, you find some really interesting people in there.
Yeah, there was one guy giving a like a war breakdown. He was talking about World War II, and he's like breaking down all the battle scenarios and how stuff worked. And I was just like, there's on a fireplace having like a history lesson, and I was like, what the heck's going on?
That's awesome.
Thanks. So
yeah, I dig the astrology thing, man. My wife and I have a business called Houston Hexes, and we do like we have spiritual wares and stuff like that. We give people advice on various different spiritual traditions and customs, and it's a really cool way to connect with people, and taking it to that next level where you have people that are like flooding in from all around the world, and like are having that stripped away ego experience. They're like, people are receptive and like ripe and open for it. That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. have any events that you're doing specific that are coming up soon, or any big things that you're, I guess, kind of wanting to promote?
Mainly just focusing on this project. I'm also might get signed with this one coin called Thor to make an NFT project with them, and they're a pretty big coin. They got like a decent like Discord, like 44K people in there, so pretty big coin. I might sign with them. I'm making some artwork for them. They're gonna pitch it to Gary Vee soon, so I'm gonna see how that goes. If that goes through, then I might just go on with that and continue what I'm doing on the side as well. So we'll see. I've had a lot of people come to me to like work on projects, and like I haven't took on a lot, but this one looks pretty promising just because the community is like there, and like they haven't done anything with NFTs yet, but just like a coin, but they want to do stuff with NFTs, so like that's promising, you know.
Right.
So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I'm excited for that to see what goes down to that.
Heck yeah, that should be nice too, because you kind of got the right mindset on like what you want to do with the art, and you don't want to be selling out a ridiculous supply. So
Yeah.
I think that'd be a really healthy thing to get into.
Mhm.
How many days into the 100 are you as far as developing is?
I'm doing each day by day. Right now I did 7 today. I'm working on 8 right now too. But yeah, I'm basically just doing it day by day. I'm just gonna be committed to do it. I'm not gonna take any days off, and I'm just gonna straight up do it every single day, make a new piece of art. Whatever that day is what I'm feeling.
I love your aesthetic, dude. It's so neat. It's like I'm like, you pulled this out of my dreams and my nightmares. Really, like for real.
Yeah, it's been awesome. My favorite so far is number 6. I feel like that really captures like the direction I want to go with art, like long term, like how I want it like be as an artist, because it's like more of like a futuristic Tokyo type vibe. Yeah. But yeah, that's the more aesthetic I really like. Also like the just hot girls. Honestly, they're just fun to make and they sell good, so those work too.
Yeah, no, you're awesome with the proportions. It's amazing. It's very cool.
Thanks.
Well, guys, I'm enjoying our talk. I could sit here for hours, dude, and we should hang out more. Like we can hop into our VR chat, hang out with us a little bit. Like I'll pop into your Discord and contribute to your community.
Yeah.
I dig it. It's super cool.
Dude, growing day by day. So hopefully day 100, I'll be somewhere crazy.
Yeah,
we'll be watching, man. I'm rooting for you, and I may stop in and pick something up soon too.
Hell yeah, dude.
I had a
That'd be awesome.
while we're all here and on the same page, sort of. If we were to do like a like sort of an art gallery type thing, because we haven't done one yet, but we talked about it. We don't quite have the capacity of the number of people we want to have yet.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to like put some stuff up in there? Like, would you have some stuff to submit just as like a showcase?
Yeah, dude, I'm down to submit like whatever you want me to submit. I can make a new art piece. You can submit like my next day if you want. If we want to do like right off the bat, like do something new or do something old, whatever you want to do, I'm down.
I'm thinking I'll probably do like I want to do sort of like an ethereal layout. I want it to be kind of in the clouds, just kind of hanging around in this like floating art gallery type thing. And I want to get maybe like roughly 10 different artists that we can showcase, just to have some varieties. People can walk around and take a tour of it. But yeah, when I kind of get that idea more developed, I'll reach out and see if you have some stuff specific you want to work on, or if you have stuff made you want to submit, and then we'll go from there on that stuff.
Sweet.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it'd be awesome to have your stuff up in the space. It'd be very cool.
Hell yeah.
We love showing people new things and getting people connected. It's definitely the vibe.
I agree.
Yeah, and if you run into other artists too, feel free to send them our way. Just because like we've been like such on the music side of things, and we were kind of sketchy about the art side because some of the art community was really against the NFT stuff. And we said, well, maybe we'll kind of hold off on that. Wait till we know more about the space, and wait till we have more people that are, I guess, ready to take on those challenges. So as we start building, we're going to be looking for more artists to kind of bring in and showcase. And really, we're just setting ourselves up to be a platform, and we just want to kind of help everybody connect with all these different groups and different artists out there. So
sweet, yeah. I mainly talk to the main people I normally talk to that are my close circle, or like there's this dude named Claw Machine. He sells for like 0.7 to 1 ETH every single drop on Foundation. He's a pretty big artist I talk to. Also talked to some other people, like this one dude named like Robot. It's like this crazy artist. As mainly 3D artists are normally the people I generally have in my circle with me that are pretty successful. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, if you find anybody who's like kind of just starting out and they're kind of looking for direction or they need help with anything, yeah, we got quite a bit of resources over here. So
sweet, I'll definitely send them your way if anyone needs help with something.
Everybody on the project on the grind all the time, and it's I mean, I eat sleep and drink OG, you know. So we'll be happy to channel some of that energy into getting people, you know, up and getting views and interactions and all of that. But most importantly, like bringing communities together, dude. That's really what it's all about for us. You know, make the world a smaller place, because that's what this is all about. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I'm like, it's weird because like I didn't realize how like big of a community I had till like I looked back at my like analytics recently, and I was like, holy fuck! Like I have 2 million people looking at my tweets a month, and I'm like sitting over here thinking like, okay, like, you know, like imagine if I started making a Discord from day one, and like that's all I promoted, and I was growing at that rate. You know, like that Discord would have like 100,000 people by now plus. You know, so it's really crazy to think about. Like how far I've come in such a short amount of time, and it's like people are just growing more and more every day. Like this is just the beginning for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's very new. All this stuff is like way super new to everybody. It's like maybe 1% of people are even aware of the whole crypto scene, and then outside of that, people are like so skeptical and they're getting misinformation. They're still learning, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we're just getting into.
I agree.
Got to kind of wade through the FUD a little bit and just let people know what's actually going on. You know, that's why we're here today. You know, that's why we're here every week, just trying to talk to people about, you know, it's clear up the misconceptions. You know, demystify a little bit, make it human. You know, because it's really what it's about.
Yep. Yeah. Guess we'll probably wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been a super cool pleasure getting to know you, seeing your stuff, hopping in your Discord, following you on your Twitter, and we really look forward. You know, we can bring you back on some other time. You know, talk about what's been going on for you at a later point. You know, it'd be our pleasure to see you again.
And, I'm down. You should get back with me on day 69.
Yes. Hey, that's my birthday. I'm June 9th, so 6.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
For real. So, for people out there watching, we've got a really great thing going on. People that want to hop in and try to, you know, get something cool. We've got a deal where you throw $5 in, and you can have a chance to win an Oculus. And throw $1 in, you got a chance to win $100 worth of OG token. So please, guys, check us out. Follow us on our socials. See what we're doing, and go check out Lo-Fi DREAMZ. See what he's doing. It's going to be cool. It's going to be great, and it's the wave of the future. We're the future of art and music. You're right there with us, and we're going to replace these industries with community.